TDS is so weird reading chat, I swear. The Snooter said, got it. We should be like on YT now as well. Video game Andrew said, my new cosplay all done now, I do not have photo now when it get here. That's cool, we look forward to seeing it. D7061 said, Snooter, I wanna try to finish my current request.
Hello everyone, I am currently trying to update the list right now. I had a lot of bugs to deal with today. As you all remember last time, we had a bug with the boop. We also had a bug where I would click on OBS and then click back to Krita and it would have these features locked. I couldn't zoom in, I couldn't zoom out, I couldn't pan. I think I figured it out. I think it was Windows Ink was enabled. So I need to use Windows Ink when drawing in the browser using my tablet, but I need to have it disabled when using Krita. So I must have forgot to turn it off, which is weird because I don't remember using it in my browser, so that's strange.
Hello, Snooter. Feraligator2425 said, Windows Inc.
Excellent, and
Video
Boop is
game
still
Andrew just
working.
redeemed
That is
BOOP
awesome. Thank you,
for
Andrew.
5 points.
Well, let me see here. I need to finish updating the list. Right, Misamo-chan and Andrew.
Video game Andrew said, you are welcome. Also, I feel like it's a thing where it was enabled without your consent. Astrid thirdly just redeemed Hail Hydrate for 5 points.
Okay. I believe the list is up to date. I feel like it's scrolling a bit too often and I might need to add a bit more space on it. Let's see here. I think the problem is that I have all these extra slots here for hypotheticals. It might not happen.
Video game Andrew said, have fun playing Digimon on Thursday and may have fun live stream tomorrow.
That sounds good, Andrew. Alright, so That is possible. It could have been enabled without my consent. Yeah, I feel like there's not enough space in between these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Coco 4 Coco Picks just redeemed super slot.
1, 2,
For
3, 4,
6,000
5.
points. Coco 4 Coco Picks currently has 30 minutes.
Let me add that to the list as well. So yeah, my friends were gonna come over last week. Long story with that. But, they ended up having to cancel last second. But before they were canceling, we were gonna play a dot hack role-playing game that was published in a Japanese magazine like 10 years ago. It was a very simplistic role-playing game for like a single adventure or whatever. But I used the custom character sheet .psd file to make a character. At least I started to. I haven't finished it. So I have to print these out, and my printer's really bad, so I was thinking of making my character entirely black and white. But yeah. That's where that was. Let's see here. First on the list is S101X, who we were working on a transformation request of Jack's, and we are on the lining layer. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get started with that, but there's going to be an ad because they're going to force that again, even though I just spent the first 15 minutes of the dang stream just trying to fix all the bugs. Because that's the thing, I fixed a lot of the bugs before the stream, but I can't really fix the multi-streaming to YouTube bug. Yeah, I can't really fix that bug unless I'm actively streaming, so unfortunately y'all had to stick around for that one. Alright, so we're going to play this ad and then we're going to get started on S101X.
Nice. Feral Ligator 2425 said, wait. If you do that you can color in your character afterwards. Like on the paper. The Snooter said, hey. Did you know that you can get way more draw time by subscribing on KO5? Basic Flippers, $5 gets you 30 minutes of draw time per week. Double Doodles, $10 gets you 70 minutes of draw time per week. Super Snooters, $25 gets you 200 minutes of draw time per week.
And we are back from ad. Yes, that is correct. I could draw it on, I could color it in on paper, but like what medium would I even use? Like I've never really used paints successfully in my life. Like I used them in grade school a bit because they made us use them in grade school, but I've never really liked them. They never do what I want them to. So the alternative is I guess I could use like I could use colored pencils. I do have colored pencils, but truth is I use my colored pencils for drawing on black.
I got markers.
Oh my gosh. It's very helpful, Misamo-chan. I don't know, maybe I should try.
Feral Ligator 2425 said, I was thinking colored pencils or markers.
Yeah, I do have colored pencils. I don't like the way they look on like normal paper. Like, don't get me wrong. I keep my colored pencils for a reason, but that reason is to use them on black paper. Because on black paper, they really stand out. On like white paper, they just kind of look messy, I feel like. Also, I have a really hard time doing like values on it, I feel like the best they can do is like flat, and again, unless I'm on black. Because like the contrast they provide between like themselves and the white paper is just so little, they look so faint. It's like the LaCroix of mediums. Like you think there's a color there, but barely. But then if you use them on black paper, they like stand out like crazy. The thing is, they're just such a light medium that it blends in with the white paper. I was thinking of doing something with halftones, but markers are an option. And Misamo absolutely has some I could try using. But yeah, so there was going to be a tournament for a hobby that my friends and I do that they were going to drive out to visit me to do, because as you know, I had to move away from all my friends and family against my will for financial reasons. But heck yeah, Mushkin. But yeah, so they were actually going to come out here and visit me for a tournament. But like they were going to have to miss a celebration with like a friend's birthday to do it. And there were like a couple other problems with like sleeping positions and whatnot. And yeah, because we have cats and one of them is allergic to cats. And we're like, where the heck is she going to sleep? And then, so yeah, when I called the game shop that it was being hosted at, they told me it was going to be on Thursday. So I told all my friends it was going to be on Thursday. Wrote down somewhere that it was going to be on Thursday, and then we found out like last second it was actually on Sunday. So they had to cancel the whole trip. And we were super disappointed. And that's why I was starting to make that character, but didn't finish. I think I might still finish making the character, because like they were saying, just because this trip didn't work out doesn't mean there won't be trips in the future. Let's use my line tool here. There we go. What the heck? Like, why is my line tool not attaching where it shows? Right here, please. Which is fine. We still have the Digimon RP we're working on. Well, we still have the Digimon roleplay that I'm going to be going down there next week, I believe, to try to do. So heads up, next week is going to be the 23rd. Okay, yeah, so I'm still doing the normal stream next week, but the following week, I'm pretty sure I'm just going to reschedule the stream to a different day. Because, like, I'm gonna be gone a lot of that week, and my schedule is still kind of up in the air. But I don't want to be gone, like, the whole week, you know what I'm saying? I just want to be gone a couple days. The bare minimum. I want to do some work while I'm out there, and I want to do my Digimon roleplay, and I want to head right back. Hold up. We already have background lines, actually. So I don't need to be drawing these. I kind of need to be drawing these two because they are in front of the subject. So we can actually leave it right there. That sounds good. Then, where was I? Are any of y'all involved in any role-playing games right now?
Feral Ligator 2425 said, "Why'd you say streaking without much context?"
Sunstone Gazer has a 3-stream streak right now.
Video Game Andrew said, "I get new Digimon on my team, Black Gabumon and Black Aguman."
Oh, those are fun ones. Are you gonna try to digivolve them into Alphamon?
Grim Crimson said, "Hey Snooter."
Hey Grim, how you been?
Alright.
That's good, that's good. I'm sure you've been drawing a bunch of new stuff lately. I noticed that, as always, there's a lot of lore building in your artworks. Are you intending to... Uh-oh. Whoops. Are you intending to make a, like, comic project or perhaps a, writing project with them?
Feral Ligator 2425 said, "But personally I've been in only one TTRPG online and I think it was a little bit of a mess as I didn't know what I was supposed to do."
Dang it.
Video Game Andrew said, "I try tomorrow."
Okay, that's good. I hear they don't have tactician drives or those, abilities in the last one that gave you all that XP growth, like, Platinum Sukamon and Platinum Numamon in Cyber Sleuth gave everyone, like, tons of XP growth. So it was, like, basically required to get through the game on hard mode. But I didn't know this till the end. I don't know, I think I intended originally to just play the dang game on normal mode and just enjoy it for the story or whatever. And not, like, get too bogged down in the tactics, but it was just so dang easy, and every fight was easy, so I'm like, okay, maybe I should dial it up to hard mode. And then Chapter 10 hit, and it was, like, insanely difficult. After that, like, just every enemy is megas, and, like, fairly decent megas. Like, that's the thing, I went from defeating every single boss in, like, one hit to, like, unstoppable megas every time. And I wanted to keep just using... Like, I would switch to hard mode right before bosses and switch back to normal for grinding. Because you don't get any extra XP for being on hard mode. But, like, the final boss was just too dang much. And, like, I had to like, ask myself, am I willing to grind for another, like, 10 to 15 hours just walking back and forth grinding? Or am I willing to dial this down to normal mode and just beat the boss like that? And I did, and I beat it insanely fast.
Cyberdragon34 said, meow meow.
Hey Cyberdragon, welcome in, welcome in. Hope you're doing well today.
Grim Crimson said, yes, I'm trying to focus on the Chloe/Orion story for right now. I'm trying to figure out what should happen in the plot.
Yeah, the struggle is real. I've always wanted to make a webcomic, but oops, I clicked the add button. I'll see everyone in about 60 seconds.
Ariel Korn said, meow meow. Video Game Andrew said, try him, you did me into Digimon. Today's music was provided by Vivek Abhishek. For high quality, royalty-free music, check out youtube.com/@vivekabhishek.
Alright, welcome back everyone. I feel like they've played this song like several times now today. So the bot is still correct. This is still Vivek Abhishek. I'm just experimenting with playing different playlists of his, because I was getting a little sick of the same old stuff. Well, I mean, I'm not sick of the ambiances. I just was trying to find stuff that would keep me awake. But I'm actually pretty awake right now, so maybe I should stick with the ambiances for now, especially since it just played like this song several times now. Yeah.
Grim Crimson said, what I'll do with the Crimsons, I'm not really sure. Maybe something inspired by the Mars Attacks cards.
Mars Attacks cards? What do you mean cards?
With the Crimsons causing havoc and stuff.
But like, yeah, I've always wanted to make a webcomic, but like, I don't know, one suggestion that someone gave was instead of writing...
Said, not all songs are such bangers that we need an encore.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was clearly a good song, but like, I'm in this for the long haul. I have to listen to this music every week for the foreseeable future, so I can't afford to have too many repeats before I get sick of it.
Mars Attacks started out a series of cards.
Like greeting cards, trading cards, like... Yeah, like, I had no idea. I just saw the movie and like... Yeah.
Trading cards that told the story of Martians invading Earth.
Huh, that's cool. Well, that's certainly one way to begin, like...
I'm not gonna say too much, but I full on have 2 random curls in my hair RN.
I see, I see. That's cool, that's cool. I hope those curls are working out for you. Yeah, like, that is certainly one way to go into a, like, mainstream Hollywood movie, is to start as, like, trading cards, apparently.
Like, where did these come from?
Yeah, where did they come from is a very good question. I am trying to figure out which side of this is the front and which side is the back. Back, front, back, front, back. Front, no. Yeah, let's just skip it down there. Yeah, that looks like the way I did the sketch art. Yeah, so the way I had the sketch looks like they should be going this way. Dang, why is that so wobbly? It's probably just my human error arm. That doesn't look right, does it? Right, okay, this needs to be in front. That's what's going on. Yeah, something someone suggested to me for comics is instead of working on like a 10,000 page magnum opus as your first comic, you should do like some one-shots at first and get an idea of what making comics is like. So like, I don't know, I've technically made one-shot before, but like the problem is I just can't figure out a way to write a beginning, middle, and end in only like 25 pages, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, I have the world building itch, so like anytime I write a story, there's like a whole world attached to it. And like, if it's just for 25 pages... Thank you for the boop.
Princeton said, I'm tried to start on a one-off, but the thing is I can't take the Orion/Chloe story off my mind.
For real, for real.
Zon Stony Gazer said, been experimenting with a FOSS application which allows me to play my Steam library natively on my tablet. Tried a couple of games out, Shadows of the Empire and Final Fantasy X/X2 HD Remaster. First one's launcher starts, but the 3D graphics fail to initialize, and the second one crashes completely after selecting one of the 4 games from its launcher.
Ah, that's a shame. But, yeah. Thank you for the meow. I do hope that redeem is actually working. Always by the time I hear the meow, the animation's already over. I mean, I say animation, like it shows Misamo-chan for like a split second.
Nala_the_phantom just redeemed BOOP to Snoot. For 5 points. Nala underscore the underscore phantom just redeemed me out for 10 points. Be sure to check out my darling precious kitty princess Misamachan at twitch.tv/MisaMochan. Nala underscore the underscore phantom said, yet I saw creepy Misa.
Heck yeah, that's good. I still need to make a cute version of that, but you know, add that to the list of things I'm not getting done right now. Yeah, like I feel the struggle, Grim Crimson, because it's like I don't create singular one-off stories, I create worlds. And like how do I have a beginning, middle, and end for any story that's so short?
Yet. Video Game Andrew said, what your favorite Digimon?
That would be Renamon. I love Renamon. Although, I don't know. I do also really like Devimon. It's just such a great design.
Last week I had tonsillitis. This week I got an inflammation in my lower intestines.
The struggle is real. Sounds like those have been some rough weeks.
Nice.
Uh-huh. Yeah, in my final team, I believe I had a Sakuyamon, an Anjouamon, and a Lilithmon. No, what was it? Magnadramon or something? The evolved form of Anjouamon or whatever. The pink goat dragon, which, like, people keep making fun of that one for being like, what the heck? That looks nothing like its previous forms. And it's like, I'm sorry, we went from a cat to an angel lady back to a goat dragon. I'm not seeing how this, how it's any less silly than, like, the rest of the forms, you know?
I guess my body just don't want me to work XD.
I mean, I suppose it's just a little more... It's a little less thematically cohesive than the Angemon line, which starts out with, you know, Patamon, the flapping potato. And then evolves into Angemon, you know. But it pretty much sticks with angel dudes, like, the rest of the way down. Like, Angemon, Magna Angemon, followed by, what was it, Seraphimon or Ophanimon? Like, those are all just angel dudes. And it's just angel dudes the rest of the way down. Whereas with Gatomon, it's Salamon, who's a puppy, who evolves into a cat with punching... Who evolves into a cat with gloves on, I guess. And, like, that tracks dog, cat pretty close. And then, like, angel lady, and then pig, goat, dragon. Alright, time for Misamo-chan. I believe we finished with the patterns and I was working on the highlights. That would seem to be accurate. Let's push these highlights up just a tad.
Grim Crimson said, can I submit a request if it's alright?
Let me just double check and make sure you're complying with Rule 3. Which... Pictures... Art. Search art. Try Grim. Try Grim.
Video Game Andrew said, let
yes,
me know
yes
when
you
he gets
can.
to my turn.
Will do, Andrew. So, yeah, Rule 3 states that you can't have more than one request active at a time. If you have an active request, I'm not finding it. So, I'm pretty sure that means since you have no active requests right now, you're in a perfect position to start a new
Because
request.
I have to get off at 2:50.
For sure, for sure. Will do. So we're going to play an ad real quick, and I believe that is a yes to your question, Grim Crimson. And we'll let you know, Andrew. I believe your turn is right after Misamo-chan's. So we're going to play an ad real quick and then get started on Misamo-chan's request.
Okay.
All right, so I guess I'll use this. Do I want to use that? Tough choice. I think I'm gonna go with this brush. And I need to not include Sammy's paw here. Let's bring it up just a bit, up to 50. I don't want these cats to be glistening. Just want them to have some soft, warm highlight on them.
Prince Dirtle 3 just redeemed Hail Hydrate.
Thank you for
5
the
points.
hydrate, Turtle. Hope you're doing all right today. And I'm actually out of water. We're gonna pause and I'll be right back to get more water.
Video game Andrew said, "One him look my cat I miss so much."
My condolences, Andrew. I remember your cat. He was a good boy. I'll be back, everyone. And we are back. Let me grab my water bottle and give it a little shake. Then let me open it up and get a little drink. Very refreshing. Thank you, Dirtle. Okay. Let's resume the timer and keep working.
Prince Dirtle 3 said, "I'm doing well just listening to music and I didn't randomize it so it's like 10 Kamen Rider songs in a row."
Lol, of course it is.
Video Game Andrew said, I get new updates for Animal Crossing.
That's pretty cool. I heard that there was an update to Animal Crossing that people were a bit excited about. Yeah, I definitely think this is going to need some more capacity. Let's bring it back up to 40 and see how that looks. I like that a lot more. Yeah, that's really nice. Let's stick with that.
Prince Dirtle 3 said, I was messing around with ROMs yesterday and I got most of the PS1 Kamen Rider games.
Heck
I
yeah.
tried figuring out PS2 but I hate messing with BIOS.
Pretty much every emulator needs BIOS, dude. How did you even get a PS1 emulator working without BIOS? Like, even if you're using RetroArch for your PS1 stuff, like, they just have the loading the BIOS as, like, part of their program. Like, an internal part of their program.
Stony Gazer said, been hyperfixated on Phantom of the Opera recently.
Oh, dang. What got you fixated on that? Remember that being a pretty good movie. Pretty good music. But
Prince Dirtle 3 said, oh yeah, I had a lot of problems with that. PS2 is just more difficult with its BIOS and ISO.
I suppose, like, you do know you can use RetroArch for PlayStation 2 games as well, right? You don't actually have to get PCSX2 to play them. You can do it the exact same way you did the PlayStation 1 cores. Yeah, I think that's what RetroArch has you do, is load cores. Shade in his
I know
little
that's
tummy.
what I've been doing, TT.
For sure, for sure. Like, you can totally do that with the PlayStation 2 as well. Yeah, now, I've been, playing .hack on emulator. And, like, it had so many problems. Like, it still has some graphical glitches. But, like, the problem was during the character creation part of the screen, like, there were no letters. I just heard, like, beeps and blorps, and I'm like, okay, can I just press start and have that, like, just put in whatever name, like, whatever default name they give me, and that wasn't working. So I had to open a playthrough in one window, and then, like, have the emulator in another window, and use, and just, like, count the little beeps and boop noises until it got me to the enter button. Was such a pain. Because apparently start doesn't just automatically take you to the enter button. Start is just another A button when selecting your name, and it's like, really? Why? Why would you do it that way? Why would you make us, like, move the cursor all the way over to the enter name button? So annoying.
Mr. Mochin said, "Doll Mookie those kinnies."
And they're being kitties.
Prince
It's
Dirtle
very
3 said,
important.
"That sounds so painful. I was trying to do the PS2 stuff since I was trying to get Climax Heroes to work."
For real. So, is RetroArch giving you trouble, or are you using PCSX2?
It's RetroArch giving me problems.
Really? Okay. Have you loaded a core for PlayStation 2? Because, I don't know, not all cores are equal. You might want to just try a different PlayStation 2 core. He's being hecka kitties. Okay, I think we're actually done with the foreground right now. Save, let's go on to the background. Why is the background layer locked?
Said,
That's
"I use
peculiar.
standalone emulators for stuff that doesn't run well on RetroArch, Dolphin, Ether SX2, etc., but otherwise I use RetroArch for ROM hacks and stuff."
Yeah, like, I don't know. I was already on PCSX before I knew that RetroArch existed, so I kinda like that one more. But at the same time, I don't know, it's frustrating because PCSX clearly does everything. Sorry, RetroArch clearly does everything PCSX does, and if I'd known about it to begin with, I feel like I would have done that one instead. But I didn't, so now I have all my save files on PCSX2, and I don't know, I'm just really used to PCSX2.
Prince Dirtle 3 said, "The problem is that it reads the BIOS and ISO wrong for PS2. It's not the core itself, it's just being dumb."
Could also be a regional compatibility issue if it's using the hardware for, oh wow, this reminds me of LimeWire. It's using the hardware for the US version of the PlayStation 2. It might not run Japanese games. I need a nice vine texture. Kind of want bark is what I'm looking for. Bark. Which I'm not seeing in this one. Let's try here. No. Textures, no. Well, maybe I missed something in here. That could work. I could have sworn there was a bark texture in my essential textures. But like, this all looks like rocks. So where the heck is bark? How frustrating.
Zon Stony Gazer said, "All bark and no bite."
I know, right? All bark and no bite. Probably because they're kitties. Kitties don't bark. Now, let's see here. They do definitely bite. Like, good lord, do these kitties bite. Oh, this is weird. It looks like a paper crinkle texture. I'm not hating it. What What happens if I do it with this? What if I added...
Prince Dirtle 3 said, I mean one of these 3 byte.
What if I made it like this and turned this into a... I don't remember how to make outline layers on Krita. Layer style, there it is. It doesn't seem to be doing anything. Okay, that's starting to do something. There we go. Found it. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. make this more mathematical.
Video game Andrew said, "Wow, that art look cool."
Thank you. Much appreciated, Andrew.
Mischief Horn said, "Mornin' Snooter."
Good morning, Mischief Horn. How you holding up today?
Mischief Horn just redeemed BOOP to Snoot.
Thank you.
For 5 points.
Thank you for the Snoop Boop, Mischief
Mischief
Horn.
Horn just redeemed Hail Hydrate. For 5 points.
And we have a hydrate.
You are welcome.
Let me grab
Just
my
woke
water.
up and reheated curry.
Ah, very refreshing. Thank you, Mischief Horn. Mood, we had reheated curry for a while after we volunteered to take all of the
Bird?
leftovers from... After we volunteered to take all of the leftovers from a Christmas party. What do you mean bird? Are you hearing a bird somewhere or something? Oh, that's annoying. I can't see jack shoot. Okay, so we're gonna have to do this another way. Why? Why does that do that? I'm confused. Why does putting it in this group remove a lot of the darkness? That's very frustrating. No choice. Oh, that was my water, wasn't it? Yeah, so it makes a little squeaky noise when I open or close it. Yeah. That's my water bottle. Okay, I think we're done. What do we think, Misamo-chan?
Misamo-chan said, "Duh, I love it."
That's good to hear, sweetie. That's good. Alright, so I'm exporting this right now, and then we'll get started on the next one.
CyberDragon34 said, "Aah."
Much appreciated, everyone. I'm glad this one turned out okay. Alright. Let's see here. Who's next on the list? That would be Video Game Andrew. Hey, Video Game Andrew, you asked for us to let you know when we were starting on yours, and that seems to be now. Let's see here. Here it is. Much appreciated, Cyberdragon. I appreciate you stopping by at this stream so often. And for those of you who don't know, Cyberdragon had some fantastic emotes commissioned who may or may not have been done by yours truly, including the heart emote you are looking at right now. Much appreciated, Zyber. I appreciate you being here and you choosing me for your emotes. I hope you liked them. Let's see here. Need to turn the timer back on again. Need to take a look at what we're doing here. Okay, according to the... I see why it was like that. So, according to the reference image, we're going full profile with this. Which means the head needs to be a bit off center. I need to adjust it slightly. Okay, I don't want him to be craning his neck or anything, but... Furthermore, I don't think we can have it like this. Needs to be a little bit further over.
Video game Andrew said, do you want tell one new request all about?
You can if you like, Andrew, but please keep in mind rule number 3.
Sorry.
No worries, Andrew. For those of you who don't know, Andrew also did an emote commission recently. Let me go ahead and show y'all. Aha, this is the newest emote commission from Andrew of himself transforming into Labramon. Looks like we also have to run an ad right now, so I'll see everyone in about 60 seconds.
Snooter said, I might be going back over the mountains again at the end of the month. But if I do, it's only going to be a short visit. Video game Andrew said, sorry I have go now send whip on my Discord.
Will do. I'll see you soon, Andrew. Take care of yourself at work. I'm gonna try to find a reference real quick.
Astrid Thirdly said, I guess I'm gonna go now. I'll see you guys on next Friday.
Alright, that sounds good. Thank you for stopping by today, Astrid. Hope to see you next time. Okay, sounds like we have a ding. I want to adjust the angle on this slightly. Alright, making lots of good progress. Let's move on to the next one. Let's see here, next up on the list is Coco for Coco Picks. And this is a super slot, so let me remember to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then double check that that actually worked. Okay, yes it did. And let's get to work.
Grim Crimson said, have you ever played Banjo-Kazooie?
I have not. I remember my friends playing it when I was young, and like they were always going for like
I haven't,
these.
but I kinda want to.
I remember them doing like all of these puzzles and being like, oh, well, I can't get to this area yet, or can I? And like trying 50 times to jump to this area to get like a puzzle piece or something. And I'm like, okay, why are you guys bothering trying to get that puzzle piece? Like, why don't you just, I don't know, move on to the next part of the level, or fight a boss, defeat an enemy. And then I realized, oh god, that's the whole game. I hate it. I'm not a fan of, puzzle games. So, like, a jumping puzzle game does not sound like my jam.
John Nova 85 just redeemed super slot for 6,000 points.
Welcome in, John Nova. Hope you're doing well today. Let me add you to the list.
John Nova 85 currently has 30 minutes. John Nova 85 just redeemed sub slot for 1 points. John Nova 85 currently has 45 minutes.
Excellent. I'm sure we'll get lots done on your request today. Much appreciated, John Nova. Sorry, I'm a little heavily concentrating here. I think the music's starting to put me asleep again. Also, we have to run an ad or Twitch is going to yell at me. So let's go ahead and run an ad. I'll see everyone in 60 seconds.
Thank you for coming to my weekly art request stream. John Nova 85 said, "Oh, I got some cute art of my sauna if you wanna see."
That sounds awesome. You should totally show us.
John Nova 85 said, "Sent."
Okay, that's good. Just a moment. I just need to finish. I'd like to put this description in a way I can read it easily. More easily. Okay. All right. Oh my gosh, these are very cute. Mm-hmm. See here, this is. These were done by Toasty Momo of John Nova's character.
Feraligator 2425 said, "Oh my goodness gracious."
It's true, very
It's such
cute.
a babby.
Such babby. Very babby.
John Nova 85 said, "It's a hammy of my sauna."
Uh-huh. Hammies are definitely adorable. I remember the Hamtaro style being more simplistic
Prince
than
Dirtle
this,
3 said,
but
"I got it working by just switching to PCSX2.
yeah, that ends up working sometimes. Did you have any trouble finding the BIOS for it? I remember it being pretty easy for me.
PNG tuber lookin' art pieces."
Uh-huh. Wait, what? Yeah, now that you mention it, these totally could be used for like a PNG tuber. Just have like this be the talking one and this be the quiet one and have this one shake a little. I think that would work super cool. Alright, let's start doing clothes.
Nope, it was a lot easier since with PCSX2 you can just select the folder you want to use.
Really? You didn't need to download a BIOS for PCSX2? That's strange. I'm pretty sure I did.
John Nova 85 said, "If I ever solo stream it will be a redeem option."
For sure.
I did.
Okay, okay. Makes sense. So the PS2 Common Rider game is working for you then?
I clicked the folder with the BIOS since it reads it automatically. Yeah.
Okay. That's good. Oh, I see what you mean by that. Yeah. You downloaded the BIOS and then just clicked the folder with the BIOS and it reads it automatically. Okay. I usually try to keep all my BIOSes, like, in one specific folder, but that's fine. I mean, not like I emulate that many different systems right now anyway. There's definitely more I'd like to look into emulating, but for now, it's mostly just PS2. Nostalgia, brain rot, and whatnot. Okay, let's... Where does this kimono go? This isn't a kimono. Okay. Which means I have to guess where it is manually. I have to look up a reference again. Having a bit of trouble on the clothes, but I'm sure we can figure it out next time.
Snooter said, hey. In addition to extra boops and ad-free viewing, I am also offering off-stream draw time to all my Twitch subscribers. In fact, as a subscriber, your weekly off-stream draw time will be guaranteed even if you miss a stream. Tier 1, 15 minutes total. Tier 2, 30 minutes total. Tier 3, 100 minutes total.
Welcome back, Coco. I hope things didn't go too bad.
Went to this big D&D thing called Wizard's Quest.
Oh, that sounds fun. How did it go?
Why did TTS pronounce wizard like this, LMFAO?
That is a good question. I dare say novelty voices don't tend to be reliable voices.
Misumojin said so many phone calls accepts.
Poor Mooshkin, I'm so sorry. It's not fair to make nieces
So
make
done
phone
now.
calls. Yeah, dear, it's not fair to make nieces make phone calls. I'm pretty sure it's against the rules. Mm-hmm.
Mischief Horn just redeemed Hail Hydrate. For 5 points.
Thank you for the hydrate, Mischief Horn. Just a moment, let me grab my water. Give the water bottle a little shake. Open it up. And get some water. Ah, very refreshing, thank you. So, have you drawn anything cool lately, Mischief Horn? We would love to see it. know why I'm having such a hard time with pause today.
The Snooter said, hey. Did you know you can get more off-stream draw time for the same price by subscribing on DeviantArt? Basic Boopers, $5 gets you 25 minutes of draw time per week. Double Doodles, $10 gets you 60 minutes of draw time per week. Super Snooters, $25 gets you 175 minutes of draw time per week. Feral Ligator 2425 said, "Ah, why is the poor goober looking so worried?"
Because he just dropped his ice cream cone and he's trying not to cry.
Aw dang.
Uh-huh. Being very brave, trying not to cry.
Like if you see RI everydim.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Feral Ligator 2425 said, and it was super random, but I hopped stream earlier and figured out what being banned from chat looks like, even if for a moment.
Dang.
And I'm 99% sure it was an accident.
That's good. Let's hope you're not making a bunch of trouble in other people's chats. That wouldn't be very fun.
The mod undid it super quick.
That's good, that's good. Did they figure out how it happened?
Coco for Cocopic said, dang.
But I thought for a hot second it was because I was playfully teasing someone that was on the streamer's webcam.
Dang. Yeah, I definitely think it's real important to, like, just talk to people when they, are acting in good faith and just joking around. You know, not take drastic actions. I wonder how that happened. That's so strange, and I imagine rather stressful and alarming.
The mod said something about having a messy desk after getting back from a trip and IG the ban button wasn't in the right spot.
There's a ban button, a gigantic ban button. I'm just imagining like a giant red button in the middle of their desk.
Man, but that would be funny.
Uh-huh.
Bam roulette or something like that.
I don't know, that does feel like a, redeem I've seen around. I've seen redeems that ban like specific people. Like, I was very confused by it.
Temp ban, but still.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, that would have to be it, a temporary ban, because, like, otherwise, how else could people keep using the redeem? It's so confusing. It's gotta be like that.
Those redeems are usually crazy high.
Huh. I suppose that's one way to do it. I don't get it. I don't think I would do any of those. Whew. This is tricky. But it's nice to spend a long time on it, so I actually feel like I'm making progress, you know? It helps me stay, like, concentrated on it. Although that might not be a good thing, because, like, supposedly your eyes get, like, really adapted to looking at what you're seeing, and it causes you to miss mistakes. It's probably a good thing that I come back to all of these requests so frequently. But no, like 45 minutes is plenty of time. I'm sure by the time I come back, I'll be able to spot some mistakes.
The Snooter said, hey. Did you know that you can get way more draw time by subscribing on Ko-Fi?
Not sure if anyone heard that.
Basic Whippers, $5 gets you 30 minutes of draw time per week. Double Doodles, $10 gets you 70 minutes of draw time per week. Super Snooters, $25 gets you 200 minutes of draw time per week. Feral Ligator 2425 said, actually weighted cow Twitch entirely works, but I have a feeling that the mod has some kinda setup when modding the stream, and the setup was definitely not in the right place. You know, like a website extension or similar things.
Maybe. So like their digital desktop and not their physical desktop. Not sure y'all can even hear me right now because of the ad. And we're back. Okay, so you're talking about like a digital desktop and not like a physical desktop. That would make sense. Sounds like my playlist ended. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to this heavier music. Hopefully it'll wake me up a bit more.
Thank you for the follow Kittenbo223.
Welcome in, Kitten Boo. As you can see, we are doing art requests today. I'm working on this chibi drawing of John Nova 85's character. I think this hair is not on the right proportions.
Kittenbo223 said, hi.
Aha, so this little character here just dropped their ice cream cone. I haven't done the ice cream cone yet because I'm working on the character.
Welcome
Probably
to my
do the
art
ice
request
cream
stream.
cone soon.
If you would like to start a free art request, type request for info.
Uh-huh. This is one of the art requests I finished recently for one of the subscribers who's allowed to have 3 characters. Kind of gives you an idea of what my work looks like. There we go. Another example of what my work looks like from a recent completed piece. Yeah, so we're just chilling out today, working on art requests. Oh, this is another good one. Yeah, this was one for Video Game Andrew that we finished recently. That is correct, Coco. It is right here.
Coco for Cocopic said, BTW, I probably missed mine because I was off being an evil wizard.
Kittenbo223 said, can I request one?
Yes, you can. So be sure to read the rules.
Not that one.
Oh, you're talking about the progress on your other one. And yes, Kitten, you can absolutely place a request. So how that starts is you get 10 minutes for free starting out, and then you can save up channel points and use that to get more request slots, and you just keep coming back each week. For example, John Nova, we worked on this one earlier. John Nova used a subscriber slot and a super slot, which gave him 45 minutes total. And Coco for Coco Picks used a super slot, which gave them 30 minutes total. We were having trouble with the clothes is what we were doing for a while on this one, but I finished most of the body and put some time and effort into the tails. But yeah, so just bit by bit you stop in each week and add a little more time to it until it gets done. And as you can see, we have plenty, as I was showing you earlier, we have lots of people who have had their requests done, like Coco for Coco Picks being a good example. Just bit by bit from like 15 minutes here, 10 minutes here, half an hour there. Bit by bit, we got it up to full.
Coco for Cocopic said, UH.
Grim Crimson said, nice.
When you have the time.
Snooter said, you can get additional draw time using redeems. Click the pink nose icon below chat to see available redeems. We call these points boops.
But yeah. Yeah, so all requests have to be safe for work, and you can go ahead and put it in the chat. In the meantime, I think I might be working on this character a little bit more. I was making her for a roleplay that ended up getting canceled and or postponed for a while.
Kittenbo223 said, I'm reading the stuff that just appeared.
Okay, sounds good.
Zon Stony Gazer said, TBH I thought the icon was a pair of underwear.
A lot of people say that. It is a nose. It is boops. It is a pink nose.
Feraligator2425 said, I think it's the lack of fur around it that makes it look like underwear.
Yeah, I suppose I could give it like a brown background, like that little tan color I use for my main body fur. Because, yeah, since it's shining like this, it kind of looks like it's floating there. I'm gonna play an ad real quick. I'll be back in about 60 seconds, everyone, once the ad is done.
Today's music was provided by Vivek Abhishek. For high quality, royalty-free music, check out youtube.com/@vivekabhishek.
Welcome back from ad break, everyone. Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, to be fair, I've been working on, like, lots of redesigning for a while now, so all of that is definitely overdue.
Kittenbo223 said, I have 2 OCS and I'm trying to decide which one I want done TT.
That makes sense. So, the way that a lot of this works is, hold on. Okay. So, we don't put a limit on how many requests you can do, but you can only do one request at a time. And unless you're a subscriber, it's one character at a time. So yes, you do have to pick which OC you would like for now, but keep in mind, once that request is fully complete and finished, then you could request your next OC.
Kittenbo223 said, okay, happy face.
Check.
Feraligator2425 said, small question, is my double request the last one of the old 2-character limit?
I believe you had a subscription at the time you placed the request. And technically, that's all it takes. So some of the viewers are paid subscribers, and they get, like, extra bonus stuff, like extra characters and extra draw time. But that's not required. You still get, like, 1 character per, request, and you can still earn draw time just by watching. Yeah, so you, like, there are people who are getting bonus stuff, because they paid money, but don't be intimidated. The money's not required. I'm pretty sure it was a gift sub for Alligator.
I think I had a sub on my last request.
I mean, hard to remember because this was back in October, but I think there were a lot of subscriptions and gift subs flying around in October.
That was before you chose to make base characters 1.
Oh, you might be right. Yeah, I think you're right. I think I had base characters as 2 back then. Yeah, the logic behind that was, like, 2 is kind of the minimum required to have, like, a scene where, like, interaction or something is... I've been using the wrong brush this whole time. Okay. Some sort of interaction or scene where something is going on, but, like, it was just too much, so we're dropping it down to 1. Well, we dropped it months ago back down to 1. I think you have to be a, what, tier 2 subscriber right now to get 2 characters? Either that or subscribe on, like, Ko-fi. Yeah, I'm surprised so many people subscribe on Twitch. Because, like, for the same amount of money, you get more bonuses and draw time if you subscribe on Ko-fi. I'm going to exaggerate this a bit further. So as to give this, like, more three-dimensional feel.
Feraligator2425 said, and the request I asked of you I believe is gonna be a before and after piece where you don't have to do too much to make the second part.
Yeah, something like that.
Kittenbo223 said, okay, I'm stressing a lil cuz none of my OCS have clothes. They are futties, they do have socks though, cuz someone said once that they were borderline NSFW.
Can you send me the ref pics in a direct message on Discord? I also have Instagram, Blue Sky, DeviantArt, and Facebook. So if you could send me the reference drawings directly in a message through there, I can look at them and decide if they're good for this stream or not. And if they're not, that's not the end of the world.
Interested in drawing one of my ghost characters, so.
Ghost characters are fun. Because technically I could just edit the reference before I upload it because I'm not sure if you can see this. Hold on. Control S. Let me go here. I know this one has a million references. So, like, this is the main picture we're looking at here, but, like, as I zoom out, there's, like, a million references for this picture all over the place. Like, this goes in front of this, and then I used it to try to bring this person's features into this furry. Andrew likes a lot of transformation art, and then grab this reference for, like, the details on the dress. I totally forgot the star, but we're gonna ignore that. So on and so forth. So if I have to, I could potentially just, like, throw some black bars over your references before I throw them in, but, you know, I would like to see them. Let me see if my socials button is working. No, it is not. Which social media do you prefer to use, Kitten Boo? Oh, it just occurred to me. You can just send a link on Twitch. Yeah, they have whispers on Twitch. So you if you have links to your OCs, you could send them that way.
Kittenbo223 said, "No, not yet. I'm still trying to figure out the site that I want to put them on, which is Toy House."
Ah, Toy House, that makes sense. Well, I think we're looking to end stream in about 5 minutes, so if you could get them to me by then, I'd greatly appreciate it.
Though I use Discord a lot.
Got it. Oh yeah, I see why. I can see why. These are very detailed, that's why. Okay, give me a sec. Do you have a pose in mind for these characters?
Kittenbo223 said, hold on, I think I do.
Okay.
Kittenbo223 said, poses sent.
Okay, I am transferring the reference pictures over right now. Discord's giving me some trouble, so I'm having to do this the long way.
Do you need anything else?
Give me just a second, let me check. Yeah, I can't do these edits on stream because of course it's an all ages stream, but probably just do the join on that. Poses. Oh yeah, these poses are pretty simple. This is a very easy pose to do. I think I'll go with this. This one will save me a lot of time, and you're looking to get 2 characters done eventually. So this one would be really good for the first one so we could get it done soon and then move on to the second one. Okay. Just gonna get the... Oops. Insert is new. delete these layers. Scrunch it. Okay, then I'm just gonna add some black real quick. And save. Right now, let's drag those references into here. Do you want to do your brown OC or your white OC first?
Kittenbo223 said, the brown one, happy face.
That sounds good. So I'm not like shaming your character or anything or trying to like fix it or anything. This is just what I have to do to keep the stream like all ages, no NSFW. So that I can have the reference as part of the file. I also am going to get your name so that I know who placed this.
Said, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Kitten Boo 223 Brown C in this pose. There we go. Save. And now I have this file saved for future reference. Let's see here. Does this OC have a name, by the way? And let's get started. And all this is a little silly anyway, because like when I do the sketch, she's just gonna end up looking like she did in the original anyway. Because, you know, I have to do the anatomy. Copper, okay. Thank you. I think it's very important that I have the names behind these characters and stuff. Name is Copper. All right. That is very helpful. If you have any, like, backstory or information on these characters, we would love to hear it, but it is not required if you don't feel like sharing. So we need to try to copy this pose. Yeah, this is a classic, princess pose with the hands behind the back and makes the drawing like much easier to do. I never deliberately choose to draw OCs in this pose because I'm always forcing myself to practice hands. But yeah, it's a very well-known easy pose to draw. And since we're in bit of a time crunch, I think that will meet your needs nicely. First, we're getting the proportions correct, so I always put a gesture line in so we have the motion in there. Then, oh my gosh, one of my kitties is doing a big stretch. It's very cute.
Kamajot said, maybe it might be time to change up practice sketches.
Perhaps, perhaps. Yeah, I always try to pick poses that do show the hands so that I'm forced to learn to draw hands. And it just takes a while. To be fair, I have gotten better at hands, so it did its job. Similarly, I kind of try to force myself to do backgrounds. I've been doing it less lately, which is kind of a shame. See, like, I have to block these characters in and, like, all their anatomy, so very silly. But we do what we can.
Kittenboo223 said, she is a brown husky who loves music and playing with her friend, Kayla, who is a cat. She's one of the puffier huskies in her family. She is 19 and is working on being a music artist. She has 6 siblings.
That is a very detailed backstory. Awesome. She sounds like a very likable character. Very approachable and relatable. What kind of music do you think that she would be into?
She is really sweet too.
Heck yeah. Still not right. Okay.
I think she would do like pop or K-pop cause she loves both genres.
That makes sense. Those are very big genres right now. And she definitely has that kind of upbeat, friendly, idle personality that lends itself well to K-pop and pop.
The reason I chose the princess pose is cause of how big her paws are.
That is a good point. So yeah. I think we're doing pretty good today. We got, oopsie, plenty of progress done on a lot of requests. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Kittenbo223 said, I'm planning on making her siblings at some point.
That sounds good. Is the white character one of her siblings, or is that completely separate?
No, that's her BFF Kayla.
Oh, heck yeah. Very important for everyone to have a BFF. So what is Kayla like? It kind of seems like this character has like a super sweet personality. Is Kayla more of like the troublemaker of the two?
Kittenbo223 said, she's a three-tailed cat, she's the second one I requested, and yes, she is a troublemaker, she's a graffiti artist.
Oh, that's so cool. So one's into visual medium for their art and the other's into audio medium for their art. That's pretty cool. I think I put way too much detail into
They
this
met at an
layer.
art con. Happy face.
Should have blocked in a lot more before putting this level of detail. That's pretty cool. My partner actually met one of her best friends at a anime con. They lost contact for a while, but then her mother happened to meet up with her convention friend.
John Nova 85 said, it's looking good thou.
Thank you, John Nova. I think it was at a hair place. And my partner's mother was just like, oh my gosh. That's a Sailor Moon keychain, isn't it? My daughter loves Sailor Moon. And then you two should totally be friends. And then like my partner's mother gave this person her contact information. They're like, oh my gosh, we already met at the convention. We totally already were friends. Heck yeah. Why am I not getting this right? Starting to suspect it's the other way around, where the inner muscle is lower, is higher than the outer muscle. I might have to pull up a ref. Probably already have a ref. this here. Let's just keep it subtle.
Miss Emojin said, yeah, she gave her number to my mom. It was crazy and wonderful to get to meet back up with her.
Uh-huh.
Kid223 said, they do have another BFF, but I'm working on her right now.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So these proportions are not working. The upper leg is way too big.
She doesn't have a name yet, but she's a makeup artist.
Okay, I'm going to focus on a part that I'm not struggling with right now. Yeah, it sounds like they're all in creativity fields. I can see why they would get along so well and be a great team. A great team of friends. Definitely think it's important that, like, if you're in a creative hobby or career path, that you make other creative friends. Did you want me to keep the bat nose, or did you want me to make it a little more husky? I don't have to change much, honestly, just accentuate a couple features and make more subtle a couple other features.
Said, you can make it husky.
Sounds good, sounds good. Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely trying to make it similar to how it was before, but kind of push it in a little bit of a dog direction. And we are out of time. All right, so as I mentioned, you can keep getting channel points for free. They are called boops, and you click the pink nose button at the bottom of the chat window to access them. And during the next stream, which is going to be next Friday, you can save up enough boops, and or you probably might have close to enough right now, to grab request slots. We have basic and super available right now. Also, if you get here before anyone else does and activate the early bird, then you get 10 minutes. And as you can see, that one only costs 1. The sub slot is for subscribers only, so don't worry about that one. But yeah, we have plenty of progress on this. I absolutely need to make some adjustments to the leg proportions. The torso's looking good. arms need to be a little more completed, and I need to start adding in the clothes, as well as finish the head. Plenty of progress for a good 15 minutes. So, I believe that is the end of our stream for today. Thank you for stopping by, Kitten Boo. I look forward to seeing you next week and continuing progress on this amazing request. So let's go ahead and find someone to raid to.
Kittenbo223 said, thank you.
No problem.
Maybe I can do a little
Thank you all for coming this week. Thank you all for coming today. I look forward to seeing everyone next week. Definitely be polite. This is a new streamer I haven't raided to before. Be sure to be polite and say hi, hey. Let's go.